Welcome back, y'all, to my channel. I am here today because I want to talk and I want to give a story time. I know I gave one story time before, but I want to do another story time. And this story time is going to be about when I stayed in a haunted homeless shelter for women and kids. Yeah, it was really weird. Let me go ahead and jump right to it because I'm gonna act like I'm talking to a friend. I ain't doing this for the whole act like I'm on YouTube. I am on YouTube, but I'm not gonna act like it. But so I had left Miami. I was staying in Miami at the time, and I was homeless because I was getting away from a toxic relationship. So I was like, I got to get out of here. So I left and I stayed with some people, and they was like, we need to get you into the shelter so that you can get some assistance and things for you and your kids. I'm like, okay, cool, because, I know that I can't stay on these people forever, so I'm going to have to get on my own, get on my own. I'm going to do something to make something move. I'm going to have to make something shake on my own. So we signed up for a location here in Atlanta, and I was accepted, me and my children. And I was a little sad at the point, a little bit going, because I know when you go to a shelter, you got to change everything. You got to go by their rules, their curfews, what you can eat, what you can't eat. It's literally like they tell you what you can and can't do. So get to the shelter. We get there. It looks like, like a normal building, nothing standoffish. My energy doesn't change. I don't feel any type of oddness. I don't feel any type of, paranormal or anxiety from the location. It's just chill. So, we get to the location and I'm signing in, and the kids are running around. I see a lot of kids there, a lot of, single moms. And I'm like, okay, I ain't here for a long time, but I'm here for a good time, and I'm just going to make a few friends. I ain't going to mingle with too many people because I know how females is, and I ain't trying to get too close to females, especially in this type of environment. You'll find a lot of people trying to use you and trying to come up because, they're trying to come up. So, to make a long story short, I go ahead and I settle in, and they put me in this room, but it's a room for like a handicapped person because it has the low door handle. It has a big wheelchair shower, and it's made for handicap. So I didn't think anything about the room. Just a normal room, 2-bedroom. My kids stayed in the side of the room. My room is out of the room. The bathroom right here, the little living room right there. If you ever been homeless, you know how the little setups is in the rooms. The little apartments they set it up. So I didn't think anything of it at all. The first night, it was okay. And I'm assuming because, of all the activities and things out the day of being tired and, having to move around and get everything, situated and get put in and all that. So it was too fresh. I could always start, take a couple of nights for the entities and things to start kicking up. So, I, okay. So the third night, this is where it gets okay. This is what I'm using for my coping mechanism now that y'all talk nothing about me. So my third night, right, I'm in here and I'm sleeping in around 12 or 1 o'clock. I hear my kids making noises in the other room. Now, mind you, my kids are like my son at the time. I think he was like 4, maybe 4 or 5, still young. And my daughter was like probably 10 or 11, still young, okay? So, maybe even younger than that. Maybe younger than that, maybe like 8. Maybe she was like 8 and 9, and my son was like, because they're 2 years apart, she was like 8, 9, so he was like 6, 7. So, I hear them in the other room making noises, and I'm like, they need to go to bed. Why they up? But they not making noises like they up playing around. They making noises like they're struggling in their sleep. So I get up and I go in the room, turn the light on, and it's quiet. It's nothing, I'm looking at them, I'm observing them, making sure, I'm feeling, I'm being present, I'm observing, I'm aware, and I don't know, it's nothing. So I'm like, okay, maybe I'm just having some, games playing tricks in my mind, whatever, mind's playing tricks on me. So, go lay back down, nothing, nothing later on that night. So about 2 weeks go by. About 2 weeks go by. And now it's getting stronger. Whatever this thing is, it's not only aggravating my kids in their room, but it's entering into my room. And I sleep with my door closed. My kids sleep with their door closed, but I don't play that door opens mess. So one night I am in my room and I'm sleeping, and I wake up and it's like this fog. And the thing about it is, when you're spiritual, right? And I hear people always talking about you got to have your third eye open. Sometimes you don't have to have your third eye open. Some people are just able to see. I feel like spirituality makes things more complicated than it has to be. Well, this new way spirituality that so many people are jumping on the bandwagon, it makes things more complicated than it has to be. You don't have to, it's anyways. So I see this like eerie type of fog starts entering into my room, but it's on the floor. And it's not a visual carnal that you can just like, I see this. It's more of like I see this. And I'm like, what the hell is this? And it comes in with like this force, this energy. And I'm like, yo, I'm creeped out. I don't like it. I don't like the way I feel. This ain't it. And so my daughter, she jumps up and she runs to the room. She's like, Mama, I'm scared. And I'm like, okay, so it's not just me. This is something really going on. So she jumps in the bed. She gets down. And I'm like, where's your brother? Because, he's the youngest. He's my baby. I'm like, where's your brother? I left him in there. What? No. So I get up. I go in the room. I get my son. I get him. I bring him. I put him in my room. So we put the beds together. We're all in the room together. We cannot sleep that night. Whatever that was, it never manifested itself, but we could not sleep that night. We are up. I feel it standing at the side of my bed. It's just like watching me, watching it. And I'm like, I can't see you, but I feel you and I know you're here. What do you want? Like, why are you terrorizing me and my family? What is it? It doesn't say anything, doesn't do anything. It's just there filling the room with fear and anxiety. And I was like, yo, I'm not liking this. So at this point, I'm like, I have to talk to my counselor and let my counselor know we need to get out this room, because it's letting me know that it knows that I know. And I don't want to be teased. I don't want to be taunted. And I'm not going to be teased and taunted by a spirit, especially when I'm going through being homeless. This is the last thing I need in my life, is a haunted spirit haunting me while I'm homeless. What the fuck you going to haunt me for? But, moving on. Like, about 3 nights after that passed, I did tell my counselor. She swept it under the rug. Thought I was just making up stuff because I wanted to be difficult in the program, which I was not. I really wanted to work the program, even though I didn't have nothing to work in the program, because I was just homeless. I didn't have any drug addictions. I didn't have any, situations where I was unable to work. I just had to get out of a toxic relationship and build my life over. So, making another little entry here. It's about this is about 1 month now, 1 month total, and we're into the shelter. And it's always like around 1, 2, 12, those witching hours. Those witching hours. And I'm coming in the room, bathe my children. We came from, the meal line and eating and everything. Last snack of the night. So everyone is in their room. Everyone is, sleeping, laying down. And I leave my door open this night because my kids are back in their room. Why did I put them back in there? Because we can't be afraid, man. We can't, at this point, my mind is like, I can't be afraid. And maybe I'm just overthinking things. And it's that to the point where I'm thinking about it now, I was stupid. I was foolish to even give it a second thought. So I put the kids in their room. I'm in my room, and I'm asleep. And it's about 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, because I remember they was getting ready to start making breakfast. And, it wasn't a lot of people there, but just the people working in the kitchen. So it was like the lights coming in from the outside where the cafeteria was shining through my room. And so I hear like all this commotion going on in my room, in my kids' room, like someone's getting out of the bed, and I'm like, all right, so who finna get up? So I look and I'm staring, in the hallway because the way my bed is set up, I'm able to go down to the foot of my bed and look who's coming out my kids' room to go to the bathroom. So I look and it's my daughter, and I'm like, what is she? Her eyes are closed. I'm like, what's she doing? So she walks to the middle of the living room, stands in the middle of the living room, and just starts to pee on herself. At this point, I jump up out the bed going, hey, what's up, man? Wake up. What you doing? You peeing on yourself? Huh? She wakes up. Oh, starts crying because at this point, she didn't know what the hell was going on. And my daughter, mind you, has never sleepwalked in her life. We don't sleepwalk. My daughter is 21 years old now. 21 years old. Has never sleepwalked in her life except for that one time. And that's why when I see these movies about these kids waking up in the night, sleepwalking and doing shit outside of their own natural accordance, yeah, I ran to that. So I'm like, no, we're not playing these games, not with my baby. Y'all not. So me being the woman that I was in growing up in the background that I grew up in, let me get this oil. Let me get the speaking in my tongues. Let me get the lean hands of my baby, because you're not going to take over my baby. You're not going to have her just pissing on herself like this. Now, you're not going to do my child. You're not going to do us. That's what you're not going to do. You're not going to do us. And, I did my little prayer, my little lay hands, broke whatever that was over her. They all came back in my room again. We laying in the room. And I'm like, yo, at this point, I don't like the type of lighting that's coming from the cafeteria anymore. So I need more light in my room. So I go and I get some Christmas lights and I hang them on the side of my bed. I got rails now on the side of my bed as well. So that, nothing can pull or tug or force, you have to lift now to get out of this bed. So no longer are they sleeping in the other room. The other room is now just for, in the daytime, they want to go in to play or just to put their clothes in. But you do not enter that room after 6 o'clock. After 6 p.m., you don't go into that room. You're going to get your school clothes out. You're going to get everything that you need before 6 p.m. Because after 6 p.m., that door is closed and nobody going in. Nothing's coming out. Everybody's in the bedroom. In here, in the living room, that side right there is forbidden. So I'm kind of tentatively telling my counselor that this room is haunted. The next thing that happened that made me realize I got to get up out this room is I'm laying in my bed, me, my son, my daughter, and then a neighbor across the hall. She needed to have her kids watched because she had to go and do some duties in the facility. So I'm like, okay, I'll keep your babies. We good. Her babies started acting up. And they were afraid to get up and go to the bathroom because they said they were seeing stuff in the bathroom. Mind you, I never seen anything because remember I told them I never want to see. I want to hear, never want to see. I can feel them, I can hear them, I can sense them with their energy, but I never was able to see. But when they said they were able to see and they did not want to come back to our place, it's time to move. Supervisor ladies, counselor ma'am, Miss ma'am lady, you need to get me and my children out of this room because for one, what these kids saw scared the shit out of them. And what we feel scares the shit out of us. So if we put that together, whatever this is a monstrosity. It is something that I, right now, don't have the strength or the reinforcements to go into battle with spiritual warfare with this thing because it's going to have to be that. So she moves me out. I move into another room. This room has energies of nightmares. Like, I didn't have nightmares in the other room. I was just haunted. But moving into this room is another little apartment inside the building. I got my room here. My children got their room there. Got bunk beds and everything. This room was giving nightmares. And this room was having my children have nightmares and night terrors so bad that they would jump out of the bed and was hurting themselves. Because, again, they was on bunk beds. So I don't want to make this a long story, but I did some investigation and I did some research to come to find out that that location that is now a shelter used to be an insane asylum and a mental hospital for mentally ill patients. And it was back in the 1960s, 1950s when they were doing a lot of stuff with lobotomies and shit. So I'm like, somebody in here got tortured and their soul never left, and they're here tormenting anyone that comes here, not knowing that this location is no longer a insane asylum or a mental hospital. It's now a shelter for women and children, but this energy is going throughout this whole shelter, wreaking havoc. So a new girl comes, she moves into the room, and her daughter, okay, her and her daughter having the same issues. Her daughter waking up peeing in herself at night, scared to sleep in the room, not eating, not sleeping at night. So the little girl going to school, dropping sleep at the desk because she can't sleep at night in the room because the stuff hunting her. So apparently she got moved out. What happened after that, I don't know, because I moved to another room after the room with the night terrors, and I'm telling the counselor, y'all may not believe me what I'm telling you, but I have a very spiritual background. I have a very unique gift that people will underestimate because it's not something that's practiced daily. It's not like you're using it for math and mathematics. Like, this gift that I have is about being able to see when spirits and things ain't right, like picking up energies in the room. So she moves me again to another room. We stay at this room, no issues in this room, a lot of prayers in this room, a lot of Bible reading in this room, fasting in this room. So it was a lot of getting myself back together in that room. But I just want to share that story with y'all because to this day, being as old as I am now, that memory of seeing my daughter coming out of her room, being so young in her little nightgown, and just doing that to herself. And then when I woke up and shaked her, it scared her so bad that she cried. I can never, as a parent and as a mother, I can never get that out of my spirit. I can never let that go. But I got some other stories too, y'all, I want to tell. But if you're interested in hearing some more of my stories and you're liking this type of stuff, please go ahead and leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment over in the comment section. My name is Goddess Elizabeth, and I'll see you again next time, guys.